ladies first. Ooh, ladies first.
Jobber Nation, welcome to the return of the Big Four. As always, I'm Janelle from HR. And so I told you guys last week that I was kind of remixing the show a little bit, getting some new fresh faces up on the platform. So I'm going to let my lovely guest for this week's episode, well, this Big Four episode of SummerSlam edition, introduce herself. She's a new member of the Jobbeteers Podcast Network family. So, further ado.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hearts. I'm one half of Toka Champions. I am me. She is I.
She is I.
We are here.
We are here without the lantern, without the Bray Wyatt, even though kind of excited about Bray versus Braun a little bit. But we'll get into that towards the end of the episode. So once again,
SummerSlam matches.
I'm so bad at you.
You just told me
you gotta get this treatment like Mr. Black. You gotta talk into the mic.
And you just told me the second one. Sorry, I have to hold it.
You
Pause.
only know it actually helps you realize where the mic is when you do like hold it. Pause. That actually is my bag, and you can put it in there. So before we get started, let's get to know each other, just because this is actually our first time recording together and meeting and doing all that stuff. So I've been excited, and then I found out she was a Virgo like me. So
yay, Virgo girl!
This is definitely like SummerSlam Virgo edition. Watch your face.
When is your Virgo day?
September 8th.
Ooh, guess what? You're my sister's birthday.
Ooh, and sisters.
And they're twins.
Whoa,
Yeah.
That's wild.
My daddy's birthday is September 9th.
My grandmother is September 5th. My dad's is August the 29th. It's the same as Michael Jackson's birthday.
That's my birthday.
See? There you go. Yeah, my dad, yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
So me and your dad got the same birthday, and you're the day before my dad's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
My godson's birthday is August 27th.
Yeah, my cousin's is August the 28th.
My best friend's mother is August 23rd.
See, look.
And Stan's daughter is August 31st.
He got a child?
He got a child.
Whole ass child.
She's about to be seven.
He has a 7-year-old?
He has a 7-year-old.
So for those of you that do not know Stan is her co-host on Talk of Champions.
The other half.
The other half of Talk of Champions. He has a 7-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never thought that. That's wild. I got to sit on that one for a bit. But before we do get started, once again, let's get to know each other a little bit more. Top 3 wrestlers of all time.
Shawn Michaels at waivers. Bret Hart, depends on how I feel. And Sting.
Ooh. Have you ever met him?
No, I didn't meet Sting.
So definitely a must do, because when I met him. So most of the time he would do meet and greets. He wouldn't do like black and white Sting. He just do like regular.
Steve Borden with the glasses.
Correct.
Yeah.
So a few years ago at the big event here in New York, I was like, I was going back and forth like, oh, should I do Sting? I want to, $60. What should I do? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I went online. He's like top 3 people I've been like starstruck by. Like, and it didn't hit me until like I was 3 people behind, like 3 people before meeting him. Cause I was just like, I grew up like loving WCW and watching Nitro and just watching Sting and Flair and all those guys. So like meeting Sting in black and white, I was like, with the baseball bat.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. The only other 2 people I've been like, holy shit moment was when I met Triple H SummerSlam weekend a few years ago in New York. Him and Stephanie, they did the meet and greet for the Connor's Cure charity. And then kind of a mix between Flair and passing, I met Austin.
Well, yeah.
So
of course, it's Austin.
He literally came off the elevator when we were in New Orleans to WrestleMania weekend, and I was like, holy shit, it's Austin. But I had those moments.
The only person I met that I had like a moment with is Scott Steiner.
Really?
Like, if Scott Steiner don't care, I'm gonna lose my shit, right?
I feel like
I got there and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Oh, he doesn't care."
But that's how I feel. It's funny. That's how I felt about Brett. I thought Brett was gonna be a complete asshole.
Yeah.
I thought he was just like not gonna be nice. And then when I met him, the same event I met Sting, I met Bret Hart. And when I met him, he gave me a hug. He said hi, and I was like, Loki's because you have a black wife, so we kind of relate a little bit right now.
Like you like black girls, so I like you more.
Right. Like I was just like, I gotta give you this pass, but
you know what? Everybody confused Brett as an asshole because Brett is very docile.
Mm-hmm.
So when he talks, he'd be like, okay, I wrestled him. Yeah, he bullied him. And you just look at him like there's no emotion in his face. So you just think, no, that's just Brett.
Yeah, but no,
Brett
but
rarely smiles.
he gave me a good cheese on my picture. I tell you that. Let's see what else. So favorite wrestler should Sting, HBK, and
Depending on how I feel.
depending on how you feel, Brett. I hope we pick Brett versus Owen because I do want to talk about that.
Oh,
but
man. Do you know the funny thing is I had a list of them and I completely forgot to send it to you.
so funnier story. I was at work 2 days ago, and it's been like slow because it's towards the end of the summer.
Yeah.
So it's been slow at work, and I literally was just like Googling like matches and moments, and I was typing them up at work. Totally forgot to print them bitches yesterday. So this morning getting ready, I was like, yo, let me just write them out real quick. Let me get old school real
We
quick.
just did a SummerSlam matches episode. So I got like 1,000 matches there from ones that
I got a
we
few.
filmed on the show.
Yeah, I see a few.
And I just like threw them all here and I was like, I'm going to use the same when I go to Janelle. And then I was like, because Stan like randomly decided, hey, we're doing wrestling training. So I was like, okay, I'll come with you.
So wait, he got a 7-year-old and he's training to be a wrestler.
He started his first on Monday.
Oh, where? What school? Is it here in the city
It's
or?
in Brooklyn. It is trained to tech to train. Oh man, I'm just as bad as him.
It's what's the name of school?
It's Tom's.
Tom.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Tom
I would remember Tom's name before. I
and the
remember
remix
name.
of IWW. Shout outs to him real quick.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I know, it's so fun. He's so small and he's really skinny.
Wait, who's taller, you or him?
I'm taller, but not so much.
But if you're taller, then he's like wild short though.
No. Like literally, I'm like an inch taller than him.
Oh, okay.
But no, he's not really short.
Yo, shout out to Shantice for standing up for him because that was mad disrespectful.
What? How is it
I'm
supposed to be
not-
short? What?
He's about to walk out the room.
You're a good woman, bro.
No, yeah, I'm like an inch taller than him. He's just skinny. He's really skinny. So he's throwing like his all behind, like when they're telling him to like do the forward bump and stuff like that. He's like, throwing his all, and like, he's going.
Did
like,
you
over-
record him?
I did.
Okay, so you guys show me after.
I'll show you later.
Show me later. But all right, let's jump into. So once again, I wanted to restructure the show a little bit. But once again, shout outs to Jenna from Mixed Tag Team. Shout outs to Tati from Cats and Dolls, and shout outs to Chrissy from True Hill Heat. The ladies have been, and once again, shout outs to Haven too, Throwback, who started the Big Four with me. I kind of wanted to give it a little bit of a retouch, and so basically the episode's gonna go where we're gonna just discuss about different moments and matches of SummerSlam history, but it's gonna be at complete random. So I actually found my SummerSlam. Well, actually, I didn't go to SummerSlam that year. I went to Takeover 2007. I went to every Takeover in Brooklyn, so I had to think about it. I was like, wait, I didn't go to SummerSlam that year because that was definitely not. Yeah, after Brock and Taker took me the fuck out, I said I can't spend no money on SummerSlam ever again. So I posted on the Facebook group matches and moments you guys as fans and as viewers wanted to suggest. I put them all in a good SummerSlam cup, and we're gonna just randomly talk about matches and things like that and get our honest and true opinions about things. And we're gonna talk about different eras of wrestling, different actual wrestlers, past, present, and future. And then we'll get into the old nitty gritty and we'll talk about the predictions for SummerSlam this year, where it is completely different. The Thunderdome. The Thunderdome is here. Honestly speaking, I think it's like from the picture I saw, it literally they have TVs around the arena.
So everybody's gonna look like Guess Who, pretty much.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm kind of here for it. I think once again,
I'm not mad at it.
People get mad, for whatever reasons, but I feel like WWE definitely, wants to take that one up in innovation. And plus, too, they're not. We spoke about it on our podcast where they're making a $400 profit in their Q2 sector, and it's mostly because their costs are completely down. Like, you're not on the road, you're not doing nothing. They've been so stationed, so they got a little money to blow.
Yeah, my thing is I don't mind the Performance Center, so they can do it for like Raws and SmackDowns, but save like the Thunderdome for the special shows.
But see, I find it interesting because they decided to keep NXT at Full Sail because of the relationship that they have there. They don't want to burn that bridge. But I think because we spent the last 4 months
Spruce it up.
watching Performance Center stuff. I think, you know, for SummerSlam, it being, you know, how WrestleMania was, there was no pyro, there was no nothing, there was no this. I mean, we got 2 cinematographic matches and things like that. I think them doing
fell
it.
asleep on WrestleMania.
You almost fell asleep. What? How did that happen?
I was bored.
What was so boring?
It was just no pizzazz. Here's the things. The matches are the matches that we would get at a regular WrestleMania. But the pizzazz of the crowd kind of keeps you interested.
Okay.
So hearing the, and you're just like, all right. Okay.
I mean, but to be fair though, the main event was William Goldberg versus Braun, and that lasted for 2 minutes. So I don't know how much pizzazz you thought you was gonna get out of that.
No. I expected nothing. I knew that was gonna happen. I wanna say this: Goldberg should never come back.
Ever. William Goldberg, no.
They should send him off into the sunset.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe put him where they put the real Rock. That's another story for another time. But
all right, we're already getting spicy, and I love it. So let's go with. I will let the guests. It's hard to mix them because they're in a cup, but you know we're just gonna try our best.
and they kind of like crump back.
And
up.
they crump all the type of shit going on here.
We didn't do a good
So we're
job.
gonna do about like 5 or 6 of them, depending on once again how much time we have, and we're gonna just. But my guest is gonna choose. Oh God!
Guess what I got?
What did you get?
I got SummerSlam 1999 Test versus Shane McMahon, Love of the Leaper.
So
That's one
shout
of
out to
mine.
Mr. Black of the Java Tears podcast, because once again he loved, and when you guys on the live see we record the actual, you know, our actual episode for the Java Tears podcast, he wants to talk about it, so we'll also pop that up in. But he posted in the group chat about the love her or leave her, and I totally forgot about that. But the one thing I always remember with certain matches is the build up. And the build up to me was better than the actual match itself, because you had Shane and the Mean Street Posse,
Oh man,
which people don't really give as much credit
This takes
to
it
them.
over the top for me. When Posse came out, oh man, I watched it like 4 times.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people like will shit on it, and it's just like, oh, but they did their job.
Oh, the sweater vest. Shut up.
Like they were from Greenwich, and you felt that shit, and you didn't question that. You was
They
just
were
like,
actually, besides Joey Abs, they were actually Shane's friend.
right, absolutely.
These was his college buddies. So they had to find like a real wrestler to kind of like make them something, so you know someone could take the bumps and stuff.
So they was just, but they all like, I feel like they all pulled their weight.
Yes.
So Tess versus Shane McMahon.
Oh man.
What was it? 99. That was that Highway to Hell? No.
No.
That's
no.
98.
Highway to Hell is 98.
98.
This is the
99
following
was
year.
the main event was Triple H, Austin, and Mankind with Jesse the Body as the special guest referee, which is a whole nother. Okay. But let's talk about the match itself. What did you love it? Did you like it?
I actually did love it. Like,
Okay.
Shane gave Test his best match.
Okay, talk about it.
Period. First of all, you gotta start because like Shane comes out with his jersey, you know, his Shane get up, and then like they're in the ring, and then a posse comes out. And they're all broken up. One's arms broken up. One's legs broken up. One got a neck brace. They're all like clunking down to the ring, and Shane is hyped like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you was gonna be here."
Yeah.
So he walks them to like the barricade, and there's a couch there. It's like it was just like,
VIP.
oh, it was just so glorious. So of course it was a Shane match. It was hardcore. It was whatever. It was just hard hitting, and it was Test's best match.
See, that's the thing. I can't remember any other match besides him joining forces with Big Show and Ken Shamrock down the road.
I think I was already gone by then.
Like, I just don't remember. And really once after the whole like Triple H married Stephanie thing happened, I just became like in the fade to the background type of thing for me. Like it never clicked. Like I think he had the size. I think he had the look. I just didn't think he was talented, like, at all. And it just was like, I mean, everyone loves a big man. But actually, you know what? I will say I did like him in A-Train. I like TNA. I will give that. But mostly, I feel like it definitely was a different level because of Trish.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Like, it was a great introduction to Trish Stratus.
That's it. And that's literally all it was. It was like 2 guys in Trish Stratus. And that's all people remember about TNA, except for Prince Albert, when you find out what his name was or what it meant.
That man has been through so many name changes with just A. Like he was Prince Albert, then he was A-Train. And I watched, what was it? Was it SummerSlam 2? Was it 2? Oh, fuck. What year was it? And it was him versus Undertaker. And fucking Sable came out with him. And I was just like, what am I watching? I watched it yesterday at work. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, why is this my life? But yeah. All right. I think I will go next.
Put it there so we won't pick the same matches.
All right, let's see. Speaking about Undertaker, SummerSlam 1994, Undertaker versus Undertaker.
That happened on my birthday.
Oh!
August 29th, 1994.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, that match was...
What was it for? Like, what?
Okay, so every time Undertaker would, like, die or something, you know, like, lose a casket match, get buried alive, he'll go away. And then he'll come back. And it's always, like, in dramatic form.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, my favorite was it when Yoko and everybody in the back attacked him?
I think this is his comeback.
And then and then the spirit of Undertaker flew into the fucking sunset.
Like the Snap Your Fingers video.
Like, I didn't understand. But not for nothing, for it to be the early 90s, the holographics that WWF used at the time.
Listen, my thing is, why do we need Chains as Taker?
I don't know. Like,
it was a pretty good Taker match. In my eyes, like, Taker didn't start giving good matches until he became the Dead Man again.
See, okay, so what's your favorite Taker?
My favorite Taker is actually Ministry Taker.
Okay, mine's too.
But his matches weren't good.
He
would have a match, and then he'd be like, okay, that's a Taker match.
I just didn't like the fact that at the height of Ministry of Darkness Taker, that they had them when they were going back and forth with Austin and the power of the company and blase, blase, blase. What I didn't like was how fast, because I think the night, I forgot, was it Fully Loaded? It was whatever pay-per-view it was. He ended up beating Rock.
Yeah.
And then the next night, but then McMahon, it was a ladder match. It was the McMahon's versus Austin. And
that's when he told Rock, I cripple more people than polio. I think that might be a
that's
King
wild.
Of the Ring. Maybe it might be.
Oh, it could be King of the Ring.
It's one of those early year pay-per-views.
It was definitely the same. It could have been King of the Ring because I think Mr. Ass won that year, King of the Ring. Yeah. But what ended up happening is that Austin lost the match, so he lost his majority ownership of the company. It went back to the McMahons. But then the next night on Raw, he ended up loopholing a title shot the same night on Raw, and then Taker dropped the belt to him. I said, no, why would you do that? Like, it made sense, but then it didn't make sense. It was just like you went through hell and high water with Rock the night before
to keep it.
To keep it, and then the next literally 24 hours you drop it to Austin. It just didn't connect for me. But
that was just that time period.
It fucked me up a little bit. I was like, wait, what? And it was to me it was at the height of Ministry too.
Yeah, but I think probably they wanted to move away from that because a lot of parents were complaining about the Ministry. He was like slitting wrists and drinking blood.
I mean, we had already passed that shit. Yeah. We passed it.
They was still like, he's still there type of shit. So they were trying to like move away from him. Same thing with like Al Sloan. I was like, there's just a lot of dumb things. He's carrying a woman's head to the ring. I was like, dummies.
You gotta love wrestling. All right, your turn, sis.
Okay. Let's go. Oh. Ooh. Undertaker versus Edge, Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam 2008.
Okay.
Guess what? This was during my fuck you Vince for buying WCW strike. So I'm gonna let you.
Wait, so what was your beef with him buying WCW?
I like WCW and I knew that.
But was it working in 2000?
I like 2000.
Really?
I love it. It's my favorite time period.
How? Okay.
I
need you to explain this.
Okay. Oh, this is the thing. Oh, he's in explaining it. It was a funny time period for a 9/10-year-old to see. It was just hilarious. There's a lot of stupid things that I like. Wrestling wise, no.
Okay.
I will tell you the truth on that. It wasn't great wrestling, but that's because it wasn't really anyone that cared anymore back there with the booking and the putting together the matches and the agents. No one really cared.
Oh,
anymore.
there was zero fucks going on in WCW 2000.
But everybody who I liked on the undercard was starting to get gimmicks and starting to be seen more. And you would see like Billy come in every week and he would have a storyline and he would actually talk and he would actually do things. So I like that stuff. And I like silly wrestling. I don't like wrestle. Like, I'm going to get bored after a while. Like, I'll watch the beginning of the match and the end of the match, but in the middle, I kind of grab my phone.
You zone out. So how do you, in a sense, relate to have you gone to an indie show? And like, how do you survive that?
Normally I go to indie shows with my brother and I'll just make a whole bunch of jokes. Yeah. Like I said, I'll watch the beginning of the match, I'll watch the end of the match, and then sometimes I zone out. So I don't go to many indie shows because it's wrestle, and I'm not
Correct.
wrestle.
That's why. Yeah.
I'm a gimmick girl. I came up in the era of gimmicks.
Best gimmick ever.
Ooh, best gimmick ever.
Or the first gimmick that comes to your mind that you're like, yo, that's my shit.
Farouk and the Nation.
Oh.
I adore the Nation of Domination. I adore the Nation of Domination when they had the lady that we don't know the name of, that I still to this day I'm trying to find her name.
Random as in the early stages of Nation. You know what I always liked about Nation was that I think as a community we always look at Nation. When we hear Nation, we think of
Nation of
Farouk, we think of Godfather, we think
wrestling
of
community, we think of them.
But no one thinks about how Savio Vega and the guy from DOA was a part of Nation originally.
So here's where I go, right? I go there because Savio was from the bodega in the Bronx.
Right.
And I'm from the Bronx. So I was like, oh, they got someone from the Bronx there. It's real.
Right.
I had the microphone. So it was like, bang with it. I didn't like Crush. I didn't like Prison Crush. They could have kept that.
I actually but then I felt like them being a part of the early Nation and then them dismantling in a sense.
Oh, when Farouk kicked them all out.
Right.
And D-Lo was getting ready to leave. He was like, not you, D-Lo.
Not you, you stay. But I thought it was in terms of storylines.
Yeah.
Because I'm very big on, like, I'm the fan where I like that you talk on the mic very well to the point where I'm like captivated, and I love storylines. Like the actual match can be good, it can be lackluster, it could be the greatest. Like I'm not going to put it all on just the whole match itself. Like I want to see the build up. Like I always talk about my favorite build up of all time is Undertaker Kane going to WrestleMania 14.
That stands too.
Like it to me, it don't get no better than that because at first you was like,
good, you'll give a pass on them.
Right, like the match would be like, and the match at WrestleMania 14 was cool. It wasn't the greatest, but the like the build up, and then actually the next night on Raw was even like what. So like I could deal with a good storyline, I could deal with a good build up, but like. For you, it's gimmick. So with the Farouk,
gimmick and storylines, I it goes hand in hand.
Okay.
Because you can have a bad gimmick but a good storyline, and you can have a great gimmick.
So who has the worst gimmick? You think currently? Actually, let's go into that. Who has the worst gimmick currently? That's just like cringeworthy. Like, oh man, let's take him off TV. Oh boy, that's not even really that don't count.
What is her gimmick? A hoe?
I don't know.
A harlot?
No, I don't. I don't even think like she knows at this point.
And now like she's twinsies with Natty. Oh man.
But see, that makes sense to me because of Total Divas. That's why I haven't appreciated. Like people will shit on Total Divas and stuff.
I love Total Divas.
I can appreciate it.
I haven't watched the last couple of seasons because it was just like it's too produced now. Mm-hmm. I like when it was raw, like when John Cena didn't want people in his house.
Oh, at all.
But they had to be there to do the show.
Like he was just like heated. Like fuck is this all about?
Take your shoes off. Take your face off.
Sign this contract.
Sign this contract to eat dinner tonight.
You can only drink water outside.
Dinner is at 6:15 on a dot. Don't miss it.
Yo, that's like one of my favorite episodes.
You have to have coffee in the morning with me. I like coffee, and we all gonna have.
We gotta have cheese and crackers.
Niggas have to wake up at they sleep just to drink coffee with John Cena. Like, yo,
you. First of all, that's gangster as fuck.
The baby sitting there drinking coffee with John Cena.
Like I know Dave Bryan had to be pissed as fuck because his simple ass was just like, why are you?
Birdie doesn't want coffee, John Cena.
Like, I know Dave Bryan had to be on something like, yo, I know I could be complex, but this nigga's wild complex. Like,
yeah, but Total Divas. Total Divas is like my love for Naomi because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the new age Funkadactyls, not Funkadactyls, the new age Funkettes.
Oh.
I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't care for it much.
No.
Then Total Divas came out and I was like, I like her. She's vapid, but she's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron. She's funny. But I like Naomi. Then it made me like Nikki Bella.
Okay.
I don't really care for Brie. She's cool sometimes. She's cool when it comes to like, don't play my sister.
Yeah.
But then when she be like, you just always want to be with your boyfriend. It's like, bitch, you're married. What are you mad at her for?
Yo, but they have a very crazy dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I will say.
It's here's the thing. My sisters are twins. That's just a twin dynamic. One is always bossy, and the other is always like, leave me alone.
Wait, so who's wait, are they older or younger?
Older. I'm the youngest.
You're the baby. Okay.
I'm the baby. So, like, you have one twin that's just gonna tell everybody what to do, and everybody's gonna look at them like, no. Then you have the other twin that just want to live her life, but then she feels she gotta listen to her twin.
she got a tag team partner for life.
Like, yeah,
I don't think I would survive in that. I don't know if that dynamic for me could work.
it don't.
Like, yeah, I can't see
And
it.
we're all Virgos.
Yeah, like, and that's the other part. I'm like,
And it's like Virgos could go very right sometimes. We could be here, but then it could go very wrong.
it could go but and then the bad part about it is that once it goes left, there's no return.
It'll be that way for a while.
It could be like that forever.
And we hold on.
Forever. Like, we'll look at you like, if you think that it's over.
How are you today, bitch?
Yeah, okay.
All right, whatever. Your mother wants you.
Y'all silly. But back to real quick, Edge versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam 1919. Wow. Oh yeah, no, it was 2008.
So well, it could have been then. I would have seen it if it
What,
was.
what did you think about it? Was
I didn't see it.
Oh.
It's a secret.
secret is,
My SummerSlam goes to a little bit in 2001. I think I seen like a match or two from SummerSlam 2001.
uh-huh.
And yeah.
And then it goes fade to black
Then it goes to
to when it came to Brooklyn.
no. It goes like 2013, 2014 maybe.
That's almost when it came to Brooklyn.
That was like right when it was.
It was still. It was like two more SummerSlams
year-
in LA.
the year before they came, probably a year or two before they came to Brooklyn.
So yeah, so the last two in LA,
Yeah.
and then you hop back on.
Then I was there. That's only because my nephew got into wrestling
Okay.
from the Fred movie because John Cena was there.
Well, shout out to John Cena. John Cena be out here.
He called him Papa Figglehorn into like forever.
Oh, that's so cute.
He was
though.
Fred Figglehorn's dad.
Oh.
He was like, oh, I like Papa Figglehorn. I got him like a little John Cena action figure that came with The Rock. So then we had to show him who The Rock was. So now he's all in.
Oh.
And then now we're back. Well, I'm back. My brother never left.
But with Hell in a Cell, I think my only favorite thing was actually the ending of it. It was the whole like he literally slammed Edge to hell, and then the ring just blew up, and I mean like the whole like fire came out of it, and it was Hell in a Cell, and like the demon Undertaker came back, and it was just like
That was that match.
that was that match, and listen. Undertaker is definitely in my top 5. Taker, honestly, there's always going to be those set of wrestlers that can do no wrong in your eyes, and Taker for me is one of them. So I'm just always like, fuck it, like it'll be what it is. Like, but I feel like, and then once again, I think the whole between him and Edge and Taker, it elevated Edge just a smidge. Like it was just like you didn't see that side of Edge since the TLC days.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, oh, he's still okay. He can still, all right, it in like. I'm not mad about it. How did you feel about Edge's return?
I wish it never happened.
Girl.
Here's the thing. You gone for so long. You worked so hard to return, and you returned during Corona.
But he didn't know. We didn't know.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. Plus, his contract wise, he's only doing 4 matches a year. And we already got 2 out of the 4 so
was like,
far.
Edge, we need you during Corona Mania, please. No, we didn't.
Oh no, that match was trash.
Big trash.
Super trash. But I think it was super trash in order for us to. What I always say is WWE does the Men in Black syndrome to us, where remember in the movie Men in Black, they'll flash and you don't remember what the fuck happened. You'd be like, oh shit, that really happened, and you'd be like, huh? So I feel like down the road, or the closer we get to like Survivor Series or something like that, it'll be like, let's do the Men in Black thing where we don't talk about WrestleMania at all, like it never happened. And then somehow, some way, if Orton decides to win this title this weekend at SummerSlam, and then he takes it all the way to Survivor Series, and somehow, some way, Edge pops back the fuck up, and you'd be like, oh, this is really why this happened. So
listen, my thing with that match is that is like the 4th time we've seen a match like that in a performance center since Corona started. So
that belt got to come off Drew though. I mean, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into. We're gonna get into the predictions because I've said for the past few weeks, Drew is stale, and no one wants to talk about it. It's like unpopular opinion, but it's just like, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Stan feels that way. Stan don't like Drew with the belt. I didn't either. I just felt bad for him that he wanted when no one's there. Like he wanted to cry. He was like, "Mom, this is for you."
Yo, but
I was like, "Yo,
but
he's trying to talk to the camera because there's no one else to talk
no one.
to."
That's my favorite thing now. Before they put people with the barricade,
is he gonna wake up Brock and talk to him? Brock, I did it. It's embarrassing.
But then my favorite was when random ass Big Show came out, and it was just like, what?
It's 2020. Can Big Show retire and take Kane with him?
You know what really did me in with Kane is when he became mayor, and it just was like, I really can't take you too much serious.
Hey, a mayor shouldn't be wrestling matches. I don't care if they go to Saudi Arabia.
Well, I told you, Jesse the Body Ventura was governor at the time when he was special guest referee.
Yeah, but he was just, guest referee. If Kane want to come and be guest referee, Kane, do that. Please don't wrestle no more, Kane.
Shanties has spoken.
It's 2020. Take Big Show. Let him be your assistant.
And I actually like the show on Netflix.
Let him do that show and don't do. I
actually really enjoyed it. It actually was not that bad.
Here's the thing.
The one that I picked, and I'm actually glad that I picked this one because I actually want to talk to you about it.
Okay.
SummerSlam 2018, the birth of the man. Charlotte Flair versus Carmella versus Becky Lynch.
I do not remember it. The past 4 SummerSlams, and matter of fact, the past 4 years of pay-per-views blend together. I looked at that recently, like, why was Carmella in that match?
She was champion.
Then I said, why was she champion? That was a follow-up.
And I think she won the Money to Bank. And was that the year she cashed in?
Yeah, probably because she won the Money in the Bank
2008.
Ellsworth.
Wait, but 2018, was that Mania? Was that New Orleans? 2008. Yes, that's why. So, wow, all connects the dots. WrestleMania in New Orleans, the SmackDown after Mania.
Okay.
Carmella cashed in on Charlotte.
Oh, you mean after Charlotte beat
Asuka
streak?
Correct.
I remember being mad at that.
Correct.
Oh man, you have the streak, and then you lose to Charlotte, which okay, cool, and then she loses to Carmella, and it's like, what the fuck?
But that's actually what I loved about it, and being in the building, it was that shock value, and WWE does a really good job at shock value. So that shock value of being there,
good job at pissing me off.
well, you and everybody fucking else.
Get the fuck out of here.
But I don't know. For me, I love that emotion. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
nah, listen, I'm coming back from a strike that lasted way too long over something that wasn't that serious.
Like for instance, like the Roman and Taker at WrestleMania in Orlando. I was pissed. But I still was that fan where I was just like, I still love Taker. Taker can do no wrong. It's cool. But SummerSlam 2018, once again here in Brooklyn. The birth of the man. So no one saw, it wasn't even a heel turn. I wouldn't say that. But no one saw Becky attacking Charlotte at the end of the match.
No. They was doing that sister girls thing they was doing. With
right. Like they was back and forth. They were besties.
That's when the TNA girl was like, oh, they're stealing my stuff.
What TNA girl?
What's her name? She was just looking for something.
Which girl?
The one, what is her name? Sienna.
Oh, wait.
And she was like how Charlotte stole her gear, and it's just like, nah, she
definitely, if she stole it from anybody, she stole it from her daddy. So
like,
I don't understand how.
Like, sis, you ain't invent the peacock collar.
Oh,
it's this messy Twitter stuff.
I just don't. In wrestling, my issue is always going to be like people are going to be like,
nothing is original.
but everything is recycled.
Every single thing is recycled.
Every single thing is recycled. So people will be like, oh, like even now we're in the age where AEW did it first or WWE did first. It's like, actually, someone else did it before both of them. So
Actually, AEW is doing WCW stuff.
the
That WWE didn't.
Nitro
you know?
WCW shit.
So
And then their AEW Dark is really the Thunder, but we won't talk about that. But what was, so I'm not the biggest, and from previous episodes of the Drop of Tears podcast, I'm not the biggest Becky Lynch fan at all.
It's a love-hate relationship with Becky Lynch.
At
I
all.
like to see her wrestle from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the corny gimmick. I kind of started
With the goggles and
yeah,
and the
dad
steam
jokes,
and
I didn't care for that.
I didn't
Then
even know
the
that.
man started. I was like, oh, they're giving her something. He'll cool work. Then it became oversaturated, and it was just like, okay, Becky, okay.
Because there was nothing else to do because she is very vanilla.
Thank goodness Seth trapped her so she could take some time away. And then
Seth about to. That's the funny part because I think what she's due December, so Seth gonna end up maybe missing Rumble next year or what's left of Rumble.
he needs some time away as well. Seth needs a nap.
You not feeling the Monday Night Messiah?
Nope.
Why?
I'm loving what he's doing for Buddy Murphy. Give him something.
Oh, I loves me some Buddy Murphy.
You know, but I'm over it.
But so with it being summer, and I find it funny, like they kind of look at it as the birth of the man because then she went on
To get punched in the
to
face.
get right, and that to me, I still don't feel like she gave Nia the right props. Like she needs to send Nia some flowers, literally, and be like, "Yo,
if
sis,
someone punched
appreciate
your shit
you."
off, you're not gonna be like, here's the cookie. I'm like, fuck you. You ain't do nothing for me. I'm sorry. It'd be better if you punch my face off on TV.
Yo, but she punched her into the fucking. She punched her into
Punched her to the main
event. She punched her into the main event. Like
She knocked her into the main event.
like, there's nobody I don't feel like in history has ever done that on the women's side of things. Like,
Nah.
never in the history have you seen a brawl on Monday Night Raw happen and Becky Lynch walks out into the stands, bloody nose and all, and then you blink and now she's Becky Two Belts. Like that would have never happened if she didn't get punched in her face.
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't have happened, sis, and we know it. It wouldn't have happened.
I think she would have lost to Ronda if she didn't get punched in her shit and everybody went crazy.
Right. And honestly speaking, if Ronda didn't want to go off and have babies, she probably wouldn't have won either. I think that definitely plays a factor into it too. I mean, I'm not so, and once again, I never was really hip to Ronda either. It never sat with
She
me.
cuts a promo like David Flair.
Oh, but you know what? Some promos were not bad. Some promos with David Flair weren't that bad, you know.
You said David Flair. I thought you talk about Ronda. I was like, where her?
No.
I
No,
was thinking about
Ronda
it.
shit. I'm cringing
where's her
because she
Ronda
does.
promo?
She does, but Ronda promo is her eyes. It's actually her theme song and her coming walking down the
No, that
ramp.
makes me. I hate it. I hate it. No.
Your turn, sis.
Stop giving me little kid sour face.
But that's her face.
Ah.
It's like how it's Shayna Baszler's the same way. That's her face.
Okay. So Steve Austin versus Kurt Angle, SummerSlam 2001.
Oh,
Nah, I didn't see this.
but,
But Stan likes this one.
but it goes with the WCW invasion angle that they were doing.
I was going like literally. He brought it.
Okay, so let's.
He brought it, and that night I decided I'm never watching wrestling again.
So I'm about to say what. So
WrestleMania 17 was that weekend. I still have never sat and watched the whole WrestleMania.
well, as long as you have the
17.
WWE Network for $9.99, you could go back and watch it.
I could have watched it.
So your beef at the time was the fact that Vince capitalized and
No.
bought
Here's the
WCW.
thing. As a kid, it's not that he capitalized. I was like 9, 10, right? So I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Because he comes on and then like the whole show was about him and everybody's sad like, oh, it's our last night. Sad wrestling.
Yo, like think of it like going out of business, like a store, and you
half
selling.
sad wrestling and half what the fuck am I gonna do now?
Do I have a job? Like
And then you just got Vince like grabbing on Trish and just weird.
That was
Vince
weird.
stuff.
That was terrible.
And then he like fires Jeff Jarrett.
it was so trash.
I'm a Jeff girl.
Me too.
I know how to spell Jeff's name before I knew how to spell my name. I'm a Jeff girl.
Jarrett is so.
And
listen, Slapnuts was the GOAT. Like at the
So
time,
it's like, how you get
just
rid of
makes
that?
sense.
How you get rid of that? Why you want him gone?
But if he didn't do what he did to Jeff,
We wouldn't have TNA.
have TNA. So you gotta kind of count your blessings on that one.
Yeah, and because of TNA, we got the greatest Christmas song ever from Ron Killens. I play it every year.
You play it every year. Is it up there with like Run DMC's like?
No, it's really bad. But I think it's like Lance Archer, like popping, locking behind him while he's singing.
You're talking about? Hold on.
Is it Lance Archer or is it Hoyt? I don't know the names. It's one of those guys that was.
But we talking about a big ass white dude.
Yeah, hold on.
Pop locking and dropping it.
Let me search it while we talk about it. 'Cause yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to play it, but
Kurt Angle versus Austin, because that's the same pay per view Rock and Booker T happened.
yeah.
And it just all was around. I didn't really care for the invasion angle. That definitely was not my favorite time of wrestling. Just because I just thought it was just too much. And at that time, and then that was around the period of time where Austin and McMahon ended up joining forces, and I was just like, I'm good on that. Like that was trash to me. But
Hold on. Let me see if I could play it for you without the volume, just so you can see the dancing.
wait, who's pop locking and dropping it? I feel like we need to do a TNA episode because I actually really enjoy Impact these days.
It's a big white guy. It's popping and locking behind. One truth while he's singing at Christmas. He's talking about how he tried to stop smoking and it's so hard. And
I think that is Lance Archer.
I think it is. But
We're gonna finish watching this at the end of the show.
I will
I'm
play.
done.
I will play it for you with sound.
With sound once we
Because
finish
it's
recording. That is too much. All right, let's see. I'm coming down to the wire. SummerSlam 2002, Brock Lesnar versus The Rock, where Brock Lesnar becomes the youngest WWE.
So this was because The Rock was
champion.
leaving, and they was like, "Fuck you, Rock." Now he's younger than you.
See, but my issue was that was all like a domino effect when. Okay, so Rock was that the year Rock and Austin was like the trilogy that ended it, and then Rock finally won.
That's 19. 19 was 02?
I don't know. Shit.
I don't know. I just know that. No, is it 19 when like the last match? I think the last match was at 19 because we just watched.
'Cause
it.
we ended
Rock
up-
put on Austin's vest and took a stunner.
Okay, but regardless of the fact, Austin. So Rock Austin. I don't know if it's the same year, but whatever year it was where Rock Austin happened, and then literally the next month, Rock and William Goldberg happened, and I was just like, fuck
Always
everything,
Goldberg.
fuck everything, and William won.
Oldberg.
So going to Brock versus Rock at SummerSlam 2002, I definitely think it was a bit of the passing of the torch. I think it was definitely the time where Rock was, finally saying I'm good and I'm going to walk away and be a movie star and all that stuff. But Brock that was like Brock's rookie year. So imagine like you being in like say the NBA, you get rookie of the year like that. This was Brock's rookie of the year.
Yeah.
But him being because everyone likes to compare like sometimes like
But this is like they was just laying everybody at Brock's feet at this.
right, like they literally was throwing everyone to Brock.
Isn't this when Austin went home the same year?
I do believe so. If not, it was probably later in that year. But yeah, I think Austin, once again, all the guys Attitude Era wise was kind of stepping away. Mm-hmm. And it was that era where you had like Edge, you had Ray, you had Brock.
Yeah.
The only other, because I think, I did put it in here, but I think the other match that's on this card was the return of HBK versus Triple H with the unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
So I definitely think this definitely kick-started Brock Lesnar's career was the SummerSlam 2002.
Yeah, because everybody was high on Brock.
Yeah, I mean, what's your thought on Brock Lesnar? Because I actually like Brock.
I adore Brock Lesnar.
I think Brock has a certain value that not everybody has.
I think Brock has that value because Brock doesn't give a fuck.
And sometimes you
Thing
need that.
is, when you care too much about it, that's when they can get you to do whatever and make your stock diminish. That's why Undertaker is coming out here with like a walker and losing every WrestleMania after never losing, because he has this loyalty and he cares so much.
But loyalty get you a ways though. It's something we realize,
Brock
you
ain't
know.
loyal to no one, and that nigga gets
Brock's
bag.
no, but the thing is though, low key, Brock is loyal to Vince though.
He fucks with Vince. It's not that he don't fuck with Vince, because Vince wouldn't
Like there's a
bust it open
level.
for Brock the way he
There's
did if
a
he
level
didn't.
of course not.
It's a level of respect. Vince loves big guys. Vince loves guys like that. I guarantee you, Vince loves that he don't give a fuck.
But I think because shout out to Vince McMahon, who's also a fellow Virgo. But I think a part of that is Vince don't give a fuck sometimes.
Exactly.
And I think as fans, you want him to care. Like everyone's like Vince is so out of touch and blah blah. And granted, there could be some things that he's out of touch of, but
Hey, Vince was never in touch.
I don't.
Vince surrounded himself with people that were more in touch with Vince.
See, but then
That's why you would get a lot of these off-kilter things. 'Cause those would be the Vince things. And if someone does something that Vince likes, and he's like, "What's that? Let's keep doing it." Vince, and this is said by a bunch of people, Vince doesn't have time to watch TV or go to movies or be in tune with the culture. So Vince is out of touch. Vince always been that.
right. Because that was even the thing when everyone was like, "Oh my God!" When NXT jumped on USA, everybody was so concerned, like, "Oh my God, Vince is gonna put his hands in it." I was like, I'm pretty confident, and Vince has probably said himself that he doesn't even watch the shit. So I have no.
There's a picture of like Jason Jordan when he's about to go out, when they're about to go out, and Vince is looking at him like, "Who's this guy?"
Hey, damn, I miss Jason Jordan sometimes.
Oh,
So
I do too.
like, I feel like that injury, but once again, I think everything's a work, low key. So don't be surprised if you don't see Jason Jordan in like 10 years back in the
come
ring.
back. He was working his ass off in NXT for years.
Yeah,
And then
I
when he
actually
gets called
really
up-
liked American Alpha. I loved the American Alpha, the revival, like rivalry,
Yep.
and with DIY. Like I just thought those were the times where tag teams mattered in WWE.
Ha.
What did you get?
Got John Cena versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh,
And this is Randy Orton's cash in 2013.
2013. Oh, this is when you pop back in.
Yeah, so I was here for this one.
So what do you?
This is when I first came back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this was like the build to Dan Bryan. I didn't care about these matches, but it was a good match.
I thought once again, and I didn't
Cena
realize
goes out
it.
there and works his 3 moves.
But you know what? Most people have 3 fucking moves. Like I never
Let me tell you guys a secret. The longevity to being a wrestler is having a couple of moves.
having
that you
2
do
or 3
very
moves.
well.
Boom.
Bret Hart wrestled the same match. Ric Flair wrestled the same match.
Same fucking finisher.
All the time. Only reason Bret Hart still can't wrestle is because fucking
Goldberg.
kicked him in his shit.
Fucking Goldberg.
Ruins everything.
Just took your Brett away.
Just ruins it.
And that was the part that fucked me up. Brett had just signed that fucking contract.
They had just started doing something with Bret.
And millions of dollars.
They had just this Vince Russo just came in.
Mm-hmm.
So Vince Russo was like, Bret, you're getting the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Bret, you're doing this. He did the NWO Black and Silver. It's not 2000. It's NWO Black and Silver. He did that. One, to get Goldberg back up, because this is after the streak where they didn't know what the fuck to do with him.
And they low-key buried him. And that's the one thing. Listen, I'm not a William Goldberg fan, but I thought that was fucked up the way they made him lose that streak.
Yeah,
That
but
shit
you
was
got to
trash.
look at the players in it. 9 times out of 10,
Because the players
came
were-
from Hogan.
But it was the wrestlers running the asylum. Like that was that time. So
Of course.
it
And
made
then Nash was on the booking committee for a little bit.
so
you know?
Nash booked himself to electrocute William Goldberg. It just was terrible. But
Yeah. So it's like they was doing nothing with him. So he's bringing him back up. He's gonna do this. Goldberg kicks Bret in the head at Starrcade. A couple of weeks later, he fucking damn near severs his wrist, punching through a limousine window because he want to make it look good. So
he always want to be extra as fuck.
Goldberg ruins everything.
Everything. But John Cena versus Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013.
I didn't care for the Randy cash-in. This is when I was like, Randy. Like, I have my peaks and valleys with Randy, and this was...
Me and Randall definitely have a roller coaster of a relationship. I will
it's
say
like,
that.
He don't ever care, and you could tell he want to go home, and you want him to go home, but then he goes out and he wrestles such a fucking crisp match that you're gonna be like, okay, Randy, hello.
Because the thing is like Randall has the attitude of he's another I don't give a fuck attitude, but he shows up. And that's sometimes the one thing I think people wrestle with their issues with Brock is they feel like Brock doesn't show up. On top of the fact Brock doesn't give a fuck. But Brock has shown up a few times.
With Brock, he has to really respect you and fuck with you to give you
a match. And I always tell people the two matches.
He gave AJ a match.
AJ and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Survivor Series both years back to back were the best two matches I think Brock Lesnar has had in the last like 5 years.
I think because he does the suplex thing, which I adore. I'm a suplex girl. Give me suplexes.
Well, that's actually why I wore the shirt today. I wore the shirt because of
I did this because I want our future champion Big E to get his push.
Listen,
He's our future guy.
if Big E,
I want him to have the belt.
if Big E wins his belt,
Big E for champ.
do you think, I guess this is a sidebar, but if Big E won, let's say the WWE title, would that hit different? Would it hit more than Kofi winning?
I don't really know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, we want Big E. But Kofi, it was just like organic. He was like in a match and everybody was like, Kofi could win this.
But see, yeah, it's funny. I had a conversation. My home. Shout out to Jeffrey live from Hotlanta that was with us last week. He was there at WrestleMania, and he said he said literally the amount of near falls.
Yeah.
Just kept everyone literally on their seats, and it was that moment where you really didn't know if he was winning or not, and that's actually what I miss about wrestling is the whole sometimes like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Everything
moment.
is so productive. And that's why I didn't enjoy WrestleMania at the PC this year, because it was like you knew it was gonna happen. You knew Drew was winning. You knew that Braun was winning. You knew that Taker was winning.
Actually, I didn't know if Braun was gonna win on that one.
I knew that they wasn't gonna keep Oberg around. He's elderly. Corona gets him first.
I mean, he definitely could have got Rona.
Yeah. And plus, it was never supposed to be. He was supposed to be the catalyst. Like, okay, you guys hate Goldberg, so we're gonna put the belt on him to get on Roman, so y'all won't be so mad.
They thought they could okie doke us, and guess what?
I'm gonna take a pass.
But guess what? It wouldn't have even made sense because I don't know what it's gonna take. Because I've never been too high on Roman either.
Here's the thing: him being gone right now is what it's
the best thing ever.
It's what it needed.
Because it's honestly he's
when
getting
he went away when the leukemia came back and he went away.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, okay, Roman.
Yeah, we love you. Blah blah blah.
You beat cancer.
Yeah.
So now he's coming back and he's getting a little bit of that. So what they would have did is they would put the strap on him and they was like, come on, Roman. We want to Bray, and it wouldn't have been good for Roman neither.
It wouldn't have been actually for neither one of them because it would have been where they would have gave it to Bray and then took it off him right away. It would have been one of those moments. And the thing that actually what I like about Roman not being on TV right now is he's actually he got the John Cena push, but he's actually really getting the John Cena treatment because it was that time where Cena went off TV completely. And then the moment he popped up, the amount of Raw that he gets.
When he was coming back for like that Bray thing that wasn't a match. When he was coming back for that, I was like, oh, John Cena.
Right, and that's when people appreciate you.
Look at you cutting a good promo.
Look at you talking your shit.
Oh, look at you. Don't bury him, but thank you, John Cena.
But see, the thing is that he didn't. And I thoroughly enjoyed the Cena Bray situation.
I enjoyed it, but it was just like, wait, so when's the match starting?
Never, because the bell never rang.
Okay, so it's not a match, it's just a hallucination. Okay, cool.
I take it though.
Someone gave him something.
Anything at this moment. But Johnson, I think the cash in, and I didn't, once again, when I looked at some of these things, I didn't realize, how we take after Survivor Series, it's now after Rumble, it's like the road to WrestleMania. That's kind of like the gimmick thing that they do and they say.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I didn't realize it until yesterday when I was watching matches and thinking about what to talk about today. They plan a year in advance.
The major matches.
And this match in particular, the 2013 SummerSlam match with John Cena versus Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
was the ultimate setup for Daniel Bryan winning the title at WrestleMania. It took them a whole year because this was exactly what they did. They had Randall cash in. It was the whole Triple H pedigree Daniel Bryan, and it was the whole authority shit. So
Are we gonna give them that one?
I when I looked at it and I went through the steps of how
'Cause sometimes-
Randall winning.
Sometimes the things they do coincide with what actually happens. So like you as a fan, you just make it make sense to the story.
But it didn't make sense then. Like I had to re-look at it, and then
You see everything better from hindsight.
I think the only curveball was the yes movement.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing I don't think they banked on.
I don't think it was supposed to end with WrestleMania.
But I think because of Daniel and
because he got over, it kind of worked.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It was one of those things where that one thing made them realize we have to keep going at this. It's the same thing, honestly, I feel about with Kofi. It was the one thing where if honestly everybody in the wrestling community didn't be like, give Kofi a shot, give Kofi this moment, I don't think they would have really pushed it.
No, Kofi would have just been in that match, and then
it would have been what it was,
usual.
and it would have been like, oh, let's just flip a coin and let's see who wins and who doesn't. I think they didn't realize the significance of it until people like us was like,
Of course.
and then him doing the special when he went to Ghana, all those things. But that's what I'm saying. I think
I wish that they would have booked his run better because it was so much beauty around it.
But then it was just like they kept giving him
Nothing.
And
everybody was like, he is the worst champion.
he's so stale. He's this, he's that. It's just like, I'm gonna need you to use that same energy for Drew McIntyre, please and thank you.
No. They're not. Drew is another
Drew's
Hugh.
let's put him on a pedestal. And it's just like, do we really want to do that?
His story is amazing. He was released and went to TNA, and he came back.
Who hasn't?
Kofi wasn't.
But Kofi, once again, has been in the business over 10 years. And the only honest feud that I can think of
Kofi
was
told he
him
couldn't
and
talk,
Randy.
and he was never supposed to be anything.
Correct.
Kofi wasn't even supposed to be New Day.
No, New Day wasn't supposed to be New Day.
Big Show told him, what are you doing with these guys? You're not going to get anywhere. That's why I'm also like on some fuck Big Show shit. But
Oh, okay. So your shit is a little.
It was always fuck Big Show because it was just like, he's nasty, man.
But you know what? I'm not even going to hold you. I like the Giant.
I don't like it when
I like the whole dungeon thing with Kevin Sullivan, how he was introduced. I like that I like the fact.
Cigarette. And do you see him smoke a cigarette? Well, I don't even think it was Tim's. I think it was like the Tim's.
I don't. Oh,
that
it
you
was
get
like
at Dr. J's.
It was like
that you like throw over your shoulder and go like the Tim Tams.
The
Tim Tams, and he was smoking a cigarette with Tim Tams, about to face Sting. And it's just like, sir, this is not cool. Not even cool in the 90s. Why are you wearing fake Tims?
Well, because he wanted to be down,
Nah.
But once again, I think Randy's always that, Randy is that wild card in the Uno deck.
Yeah.
And I think the way they positioned him, SummerSlam 2013, where he cashed in, he gave that whole like, I'm siding with the authority with Triple H and all that stuff. So it ran through, and once again, I didn't connect that dot until I wrote this match up, and I was like, that was what started Daniel Bryan's whole like underdog thing. It was entirely based on the match with Cena being amazing.
Yeah.
Then him winning, then him getting the title off of him. And now you're like, it's like you reach the mountaintop, but then you get snatched off like immediately. Like that was exactly what they did that year. And it was wild. But that honestly, I didn't realize SummerSlam definitely catapults a little bit of certain stories to the WrestleMania card.
They intend, like with their big pay-per-views, they intend to have them like,
and it's so underrated though, because I don't feel like they do it as much. That's why. So like
they try to. But then, something happens like SummerSlam, what was it, 96. It was Vader and Shawn. Vader
should have won. No shade to your boy. Vader should have won that SummerSlam.
I love Shawn Michaels knowing he's an asshole.
Okay, so wait, is your favorite Shawn, and we'll go into the predictions very shortly. Is your favorite Shawn drugs or I Found God?
Drugs.
Okay, that's valid.
They need to put a little bit of drugs with his God.
That's valid.
It'll be
so
perfect.
then real quick, him not selling the punt kick. You know what? We're gonna say that for that. We'll say that for another.
I just seen the clip of it. I didn't watch the whole
Oh,
thing.
okay. So when we take this little like transition break,
I seen it afterwards, and I seen it because someone said he looked like Toby from The Office.
no.
And I said, oh, I can't watch this whole thing. It does look like Toby from The Office.
Yeah, but that no sell. We'll talk about it.
It's a Shawn Michaels thing. Here's the thing. You could put God in his life. He's still Shawn Michaels.
Correct. But that hairline and that no sell.
He's Toby.
My man was out here looking like Mick Foley the other day. It was wild. Well, all right, let's get into this. Was actually really fun. It's good because I always feel like these kind of conversations you don't really get, especially women of color that love wrestling the way that we do. It's hard sometimes to just let's just talk the shit and shoot the shit. So that was kind of my concept idea of doing this, and I really enjoyed doing that. So let's talk about predictions real quick. So we have once again SummerSlam this weekend. Actually in Orlando, Florida, at the Amway Center, in the Thunderdome. I feel like they should have like a theme song like for Thunderdome.
I think that at the beginning of the show they should have thunder playing. It's like thunder.
Oh.
Just Thunderdome.
Just Thunderdome.
Like get like the old racetrack guy.
If they would have hit
cut this promo.
Do you understand? I would have gagged if they would have did like a monster truck like how back in the day when Giant and Hogan did it, and I was just like, oh, so good.
They need that. They need to get that guy that used to do like the Nassau Coliseum monster truck.
Yes.
Races to cut the promo for Thunderdome. His voice is perfect for it.
First of all, that nigga's voice is mad loud and obnoxious.
Exactly. He just needed the
mad obnoxious. All right, so we have I think this is on the pre-show. We have Matt Riddle versus King Corbin. Who do you got?
I don't want King Corbin anymore.
Corbin is once again that value.
Is he gonna be the king until they forget that they were supposed to have another King of the Ring?
Probably. But I don't know, something about the King Corbin thing works. It works for me because you need that someone that's gonna be that asshole, and you need that heel. And I think him being on SmackDown, there's not too many of those. First of all,
he made SmackDown miserable for me when
really?
I was supposed to be reviewing.
Oh man! But all right, who you got, Matt Riddle or King Corbin?
Matt Riddle.
Okay. Now this match, once again, I think is stupid and dumb, but whatever. You got Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose, hair versus hair. And I say it's stupid because we live in an age where bitches can get wigs and get lace fronts. So
look at Lana.
So her lace front is trash.
Her lace fronts look like the lace fronts women used to wear when they first started doing lace fronts.
Yeah, it looked like Sasha Banks's lace fronts from like 5 years ago.
First of all, let's not shoot Sasha Banks' bell like her lace fronts are good now.
They're better. They're better.
A little more.
They're better. They're better.
Yeah.
But all right, who you got? Who's gumming ball?
Sonya's gonna get her haircut. I think she probably wanted a shortcut.
Right, and I actually like Mandy Rose's haircut.
Yeah, I don't like her
fits her
face anymore because she did too much. Stop fucking with your faces, ladies, please.
All right. We have for the United States Championship, Apollo Crews versus MVP.
I think they're gonna give it to MVP.
I think so too.
I think so too. I just said it first.
I think. Yeah.
I think so 3.
I think so 4. Fuck it. I just think once again, there's certain wrestlers that just are better for the chase. And Apollo to me is a better chaser than a champion. No shade, but shade.
This U.S. title run has gave us hope in Apollo again that we didn't have before.
It reminded you who Apollo Crews was.
Yes, and I'm so happy for that. But they need to give MVP and them all the belts.
Facts. Like, I don't understand this. And I actually had a conversation. Shout out to Zuka King. Where how do you have the Hurt Business and they lose every week? How's that work?
How did he get hurt?
Who would have hurt him?
First of all, Shelton Benjamin got his belt stolen. Then he lost it.
Then he won it again. Okay.
We don't know.
For the Raw,
what? They should get R-Truth in the Hurt Business.
I actually want Cedric Alexander in the Hurt Business, but
but he want to go be with his wife. He don't want to be there anymore.
He does, but he does it. I think he does, but he doesn't. Because my concern is one of those.
Just look on his face like this, like my wife is wrestling and I'm here.
But see, and I love sis. Shout outs to Swole. I'm just tired of her not getting the TV time she deserves.
Well, of course.
That's
Why
neither
would she get TV time when they can give it to like Brandy or things?
and yeah,
Do we got to pay another $50 to see Swole
I'm not
wrestle?
paying shit. But anyway,
Do we got to pay $250 if we want Swole to wrestle?
I'll pay for Swole. I'm not paying for Bandy Rose. We got the Raw Tag Team Championship. We have the Street Profits versus Andrade versus Angel Garza.
I think they're gonna give it to Andrade and Angel Garza.
I don't.
I think they might. I don't want them to.
I think really they should just break up. Actually, in the beginning, I enjoyed them as a tag team, but then I realized it's the same. It's just an upper dollar value of what's going on in NXT, and I was like, I'd rather Andrade. You know, if he definitely should probably come off TV a little bit, refreshing himself.
Yeah, go help Charlotte with her boobs.
Yeah. You know, do what you do. But I actually want, and I think that the Street Profits will win, especially that whole like you poison me, blah 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 blah.
So right, I seen it. I think I seen it in the group, but someone said Headbands poison Montez, right? And I was like, yo, if Headbands did it,
Yo, if
I'm with that.
Yo, I saw that too. I was like, yo, if Dawkins did that, that's a wild, and I don't want to even think about that. We have Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio
I think Ray's gonna come back with his googly eye.
in the street fight. First of all, that fucking eye patch that he had that look like a fucking cup blew my whole shit.
Yo, I don't know why they didn't make a googly eye shirt already with like the eye googling on a Ray
Because
mask.
kids get scared. I have a friend. His whole child did stop watching wrestling because of that shit. So you can't do that. But I do think Dominic will probably win somehow. Who the fuck knows? We have first of two matches for Asuka. We have Asuka versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
First, let's talk about how there's a plethora of women that can be on the SummerSlam card, but we have Asuka twice. Okay, so I don't know who's gonna happen. I'm just gonna lump both of them together.
Okay.
Asuka's gonna win one of them. One of them is gonna fuck up in the interference, and she's gonna win one of them, and that's gonna start their feud with each other.
I think I agree, and I'm gonna not spoil it, but I think Bayley's gonna be. So once again, Bayley is the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. I think it'll be time for Asuka to redeem herself for her losing her streak, and I think the one to lose is gonna be Bayley. I think for Sasha Banks to win the title 2 weeks ago and to lose it would be I would be like, all right guys, go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. But I think it'll be a situation because, like, all right, they're trying to give you to look like Sasha sketchy, but Bayley's
mad shady.
Yeah.
Mad shady.
Like, they'll say something
on
about...
SmackDown, she was like, you know what? Because I want you to win easy. I'll go first. I was like,
yeah.
Bitch, I heard that.
Like, they've been doing things like, Sasha, are you sure you're friends with... They're, like, trying to go heavy-handed on that. But then, Bayley's over there being hella shady.
Super shady. Like, I thought I was the only one that I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so we have Braun Strowman versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship.
I don't care.
Okay. I'm going to go with actually Bray winning because Braun being champion right now is a little stale. Just as Drew McIntyre versus Randall.
Oh, Randy's going to win.
Randy is going to win.
Get him
All right. Well, this was fun. Let's do this again.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you for having me.
You are you are doing awesome things, and I felt like telling you online and saying it in the group wasn't enough. I was like, nah, I gotta get her face to face and tell her that the things you're doing is awesome, and I want everyone that supports the Job of Taste podcast to know Talk of Champions. So real quick, tell everyone how to find you and your co-host, and if you guys have any upcoming shows or things you guys want to highlight.
Yes, so we're gonna be doing something for NXT SummerSlam. We don't know exactly how we're gonna do it. If we're gonna do like NXT on Instagram and SummerSlam like via live feed. So you can follow our social media, which is Instagram Talk of Champions. It's Talk of Champions on Facebook.
Okay.
Talk of Champs on Twitter. My Instagram is hahrts HAHRTS, as well as my Twitter.
Okay.
Shanti's Bullock is my Facebook. Then you have Stan Michael. His Instagram is the Stan Michaels. His Twitter is I am Stan Michael. That's how you can find us there. We have a special show because my birthday is in 9 days.
Woo!
Right? So I get to do that. So next Tuesday, we normally stream Tuesdays. Normally we go 8:30, but like I said, Stan has started wrestling, so we might push it back to around 9:30 just to give us like a little extra time.
Gotcha.
Because we'll be Monday, we'll be like at the training center or at the school with him. So between 8:30 and 9:30, it'll be a special episode. And if anyone knows me, they know what the episode is because it's my pick and I get to talk about whatever I talk about.
Don't you love when that happens?
I know. But then now we have to give a Stan a pick on his birthday.
When's his birthday?
His birthday is... I was supposed to say Scorpio. It's November 10th. Scorpio 10th is his birthday.
Scorpio 10th.
So yeah, when his birthday come around, now Stan gets a pick, and since I set that tone, I can't argue it.
There you go. You gotta set the
It's
tone.
my birthday. I get to pick what I want. Now
Right.
I have to agree.
Well, once again, you guys, welcome to the Jabba Tears
Thank you.
Network
thank you.
family. We super appreciate what you guys do. You guys bring a different element to, our network, and we look forward to many, many future more episodes.
More.
Once again, thank you to Miss Shanties of Talk of Champions for joining me
you.
for this Big Four SummerSlam edition of the Big Four. Tune in. We'll be back again. Survivor Series, which is my favorite pay-per-view. So you'll learn that Mr. Black loves SummerSlam.
Ooh.
My favorite is Survivor Series. So we will be back for that, and we'll talk about some good old wrestling, and then we'll see who I get in the hot seat next. But once again, thank you, Shanties, for joining us.
Thank you
Talk
for
of Champions.
having me.
Make sure you guys follow Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. As always, I'm Janelle from HR. #Black Excellence. #We are out.